Every week is different with this shot. What has come back is food noise. I didn't even really realize how present it was until I started this medication and it was gone. I just kind of thought, I don't know, I was hungry a lot or that I really love food. I do love food. But food noise, if you don't have it, it's kind of hard to explain. It's just this like constant chatter. Like mine would sound like, if I'm doing something and I'm not even hungry, food noise is like, are there cookies in the pantry? Oh, there's cookies in the pantry. Oh, maybe you want a couple cookies. It sounds so crazy, but it's like they're talking to me. Like, come eat me. There's M&Ms in the cupboard. So the week's only half over, but instead of writing down notes to talk about later, I'm going to talk about some stuff now before I forget it. Every week is different with this shot. Is that other people's experience too? So this is, let's see, I took my fourth shot. Yeah, I took my fourth shot last week. The week's about halfway done. And like I said, every week is kind of different. On the plus side, the appetite suppression has been good. So that's good. But what has come back is food noise. And I haven't really talked much about food noise. I didn't even really realize how present it was until I started this medication and it was gone. I just kind of thought, I don't know, I was hungry a lot or that I really love food. I do love food. But food noise, if you don't have it, it's kind of hard to explain. It's why I don't keep things like M&Ms or Oreos in the house, because if they're not there, I don't even think about them. But if they're there, it's like, it sounds so crazy, but it's like they're talking to me. Like, come eat me. There's M&Ms in the cupboard. But anyway, all that went away. And I just had bona fide hunger cues. Like when I would get hungry. Well, the first week I didn't get hungry at all. But after that, I get hungry now when it's time to eat. And it's a physical feeling. It's like below here, right? It's like a stomach hunger feeling. Whereas food noise is all above the neck. It's not even correlated with whether I'm hungry or not. It's purely just chatter about like recreational eating or emotional eating or boredom eating. I don't know what it is. But it was gone. And then this week it came back. And it was so weird because I wouldn't be hungry. Again, like below the neck, I'm not hungry. But above the neck, I'm thinking like, oh, is there something to snack on? What can I munch on? And I gotta tell you, I did not miss this food noise. And it's a bummer that it's back. I'm used to coping with it. I just kind of tried to tune it out or be like, oh, hello, you're back. Okay, I'm gonna, not act on you. Except one night, it was Saturday night and my husband's out of town and my food noise was like, there's some cookies in the pantry that like we'd brought back from a trip to give to our granddaughter. And I didn't eat, that sounds bad, like I'm eating my granddaughter's cookies. But it was a big container of cookies and every time we pick her up, we like give her a cookie. So I was thinking, oh, there's those jammy Dodgers. And eventually I just like kind of broke down and I wasn't hungry, but I went and I got 3 jammy Dodgers and I ate them. And, they were actually kind of stale. They weren't really that rewarding, but I ate all 3 of them, even though I wasn't hungry. That is like what food noise does. And I wasn't like sad. I wasn't bored. I was probably a little lonely because it was Saturday night and I was home alone because, like I said, my husband's out of town. But it wasn't like, I wasn't overcome with loneliness or anything. I was just kind of wrapping up my night and I just like couldn't stop thinking about those cookies. That is food noise. So anyway, that's back. Those cookies were the only time that it affected my eating. But just mentally, it takes up a lot of energy, mental energy, of just hearing it and ignoring it. So I don't know why it's back this week. I hope that, it's temporary and maybe it goes away. It did make me wonder if I should have increased my dose. I didn't because my progress is good and I'm not a huge fan of taking all the meds anyway. Like medication for me was really a last resort. If you saw my first video in this series, I talked about menopause and why I lost the ability to lose weight during menopause. And so I finally decided to try this medication and it's working. Medication isn't like my first line of defense against things. So I didn't want to up my dose when everything's working fine, but now I'm wondering, like, I don't know, is it stopping working? Well, it's working appetite-wise. I'm only halfway through the week. I don't know if I'm losing weight. I don't weigh myself every day. I just weigh myself once a week. It's a useful metric, but it's not one that I rely on every day. So I don't know if I've lost weight yet this week. I hope so. I mean, I've been doing the same eating that I've been doing, but the food noise is really, really annoying. The other thing I'm noticing this week is the shiny object value of this GLP-1 journey is wearing off for me. I totally have shiny object syndrome. I get so into new things. And so when I was on this med, I was, so excited to finally be losing weight. And so tracking my protein and tracking my fiber and, noting down all my side effects was like new and exciting. And I noticed after a few weeks, I'm kind of like, I don't feel like tracking. That's why I'm recording right now, is because I don't feel like taking notes to record later. That's fine. I mean, I'm not doing this for fun anyway. I'm doing this for my health. But it's interesting that I was so motivated just purely by the fact that this was like a new adventure for me. And that excitement has gone. And now it's just more routine. There have been a couple days where I didn't track until the very end of the day. I went back and tracked to see, did I get enough protein? Did I drink enough water? And it doesn't seem to be affecting me reaching those goals. When I've tracked just one big track at the end of the day, it all looks fine. I'm not super concerned about it, but it just is very me to be enthusiastic about like all the minutia of something new. And then that wears off and it just becomes like something I do. The usefulness of the minutia, though, I don't know if you care how many grams of protein I eat in a day, but knowing that I'm going to record and talk about my protein and fiber goals, my exercise goals, it makes me feel accountable. Like, I don't want to have to get on here and record like, oh, I blew off all my workouts, or, oh, I'm skipping meals because I just can't be bothered because I'm not hungry. That increased level of accountability of sharing my journey is a big reason why I'm doing this. The main reason, though, is just if there's any woman out there who has struggled with losing weight and menopause, I'm just wanting to add my voice to that conversation because it really threw me for a loop how much my body changed. I was in a different body. Like, who is this? Whose body is this that gets hurt when exercising and doesn't lose weight in a calorie deficit and all these things that just didn't make any sense until I learned more about menopause, got my hormones sorted with some hormone therapy, and now got my hormones further sorted with GLP-1 medication. So yeah, if it helps anybody, willing to share this story, even though it's quite personal. Speaking of personal, I'm still constipated. I don't think the prunes help at all. I've been eating 2 prunes every day, thinking that would sort of like be a prophylactic, but no, those aren't helping. I'm sure that all the water and fiber are helping, but the thing that's really making a difference in terms of getting my bowel moving is Senna tea. So the brand I drink is Smooth Moves tea, but the active ingredient that makes it a laxative is Senna. So a cup of that a week just kind of helps me catch up on my schedule. Otherwise, like I said, the week's only half over. I feel good. I'm eating 2 to 3 meals a day. I'm trying to eat 3. It's really hard. Sometimes I skip breakfast. If I only get 2 meals, but I get enough protein and fiber, I'm sort of okay with that. And yeah, I think I'm having a good week. We'll see what the scale says. We'll see if I lose any weight this week. I know it just can really vary. I'm sort of just holding on to what I can control, which is how much I move my body, what I eat, and letting go of the part I can't control, which the scale's going to do what the scale's going to do. And so I'm just going to kind of trust the process, and I don't weigh myself for another 3 days. I'll come back and I'll report and tell you how I did this week. Bye for now. Hey, I'm back with my end of the week update, and I lost another 1.2 pounds this week for a total of the 4 weeks since I started the GLP-1 shot, a total of 8.9 pounds. So basically I would say 9 pounds. According to my SmartScale, my body fat mass when I started was 81 pounds, which was considered in the very high range. And my body fat mass now is 75.8 pounds, which is still considered in the very high range, but it's gone down 5.2 pounds. So that's great. It means that 5 of the 9 pounds that I lost are fat. I also learned that lean body mass on my SmartScale, they're including not just muscle, but muscle, water, everything, but it said mineral bone content and fat. So those other pounds that I lost that aren't fat, I kind of do think they're water. I know I was wondering about it last week. But I feel more confident now that if I just keep strength training, that I'll be losing fat more than lean muscle mass. It's weird. The closer I got to my shot day, which is today, the more the food noise quieted down. I have no idea why. Like the level of medication in my bloodstream wouldn't have gone up. So I don't know what the deal is with food noise, but it's just gone down. I've been around things that would tempt me. I have more of a sweet tooth than anything. And, I've been around sweets and they just, I don't know. I could just look at them and just kind of not feel anything or want them. So that's been kind of nice to have another break from that. And maybe it's just something that fluctuates. I don't know. What's your experience been if you're on a GLP-1 med? Is there rhyme or reason to your food noise? Real quick, I'm going to go over my goals for this week in terms of my protein, fiber, and exercise goals. I'm just going to do weekly averages. My goal with protein is to eat 100 grams a day, and this past week I averaged 106 grams per day. My fiber goal is to eat 25 or more grams of fiber a day, and this past week I averaged 32 grams. Oh, I know the other one, eating 3 meals a day. Struggling with this one. When I do miss a meal, it's breakfast. I ate 3 meals a day, 4 days this past week. That means 3 days this past week I skipped breakfast. And I'm just not hungry. I'm not a morning person. And as long as I'm meeting my nutrition goals, I'm just going to not worry too much about sometimes only eating 2 meals in a day because this is working for me. So we all have to do what works for us. This is a good time for me to add that I am not a medical doctor and this isn't medical advice. I'm just sharing my personal experience with the GLP-1. And I am a licensed therapist. I have a PhD in clinical psychology, but that does not give me any expertise to talk to you about weight loss or give you any advice about losing weight. So I'm just hoping, that by sharing my story, maybe it will help someone out there, particularly around weight loss and menopause, because I'm someone who didn't struggle to lose weight before menopause. I had to do it several times, like my weight would kind of go up and down, but I could always do it, just by eating right and exercise. And then after menopause, I absolutely, no matter what I did, could not lose weight. And it just kept creeping on and creeping on. And once I started this GLP-1 4 weeks ago, I've lost 9 pounds. So it's obviously corrected some kind of hormonal issue that was going on that wasn't letting me release weight. Where I did struggle this week, besides resisting food noise, was my exercise. I just wasn't on it this week. I had one really good leg day. And by really good, I mean my legs were sore for like several days. But it was a fun, good workout. I felt really strong afterwards, and then I felt it hard at my legs for a few days. So that was kind of the highlight. A really nice 1.5 hour walk outdoors was good. I had another walk or two, and that was it. Oh, I did like a kind of half-assed upper body workout. It didn't really challenge me, but I don't know. I'm not sure what happened this week that I just kind of fell off. I am super busy. I'm leaving in 4 days for a 3-week vacation. We're going to Finland, and I'm super excited about that. And I was also crazy busy trying to get a whole bunch of work stuff done before this trip. So I saw every single client on my caseload this week, and I have a monthly course that I put out to my membership, and I needed to get that course done, which I usually do at the end of the month, but I'll be on vacation. So I created a course and recorded it and edited it and sent it out and saw all my clients. So I've been really busy, but it's not that I didn't have time to exercise. I think it just sort of slipped down the priority list, which I don't like. I really want to keep that a priority. I know I'll be pretty active on vacation. We're going to be snowshoeing and just outdoor winter adventuring, which will be so fun. And then I'm bringing some exercise bands or maybe my TRX band so that I can do some strength training in our Airbnbs. I don't think I'll post weekly updates while I'm on vacation, or if I do, they'll be really short and it'll be like me and some sled dogs with a little update on my weight. I'm not concerned about being on the shot while I'm on vacation. I don't drink at all. I know some people like to take a break from their GLP-1 on vacation so that they can drink more, but it's an issue for me. I can't or shouldn't eat a lot of really fatty foods or really huge meals on this medication.
I more just want to appreciate really good food. So I'm excited about that because I really enjoyed the food last time I was in Finland. Okay, I'm talking kind of soft because I'm at a family member's house and I don't know why I'm talking kind of soft. But that's really my update. It's a weekly update, but it's also a 4-week update after struggling to lose weight after menopause. 4 weeks on a GLP-1, I've lost 9 pounds and it's awesome. And I'm going to keep going. Take care, y'all.